will happily participate in releasing any further leaks that they have because the truth should be out there. What does she have to fear if she's telling the truth?
You can rest assured that based on the investigation we've done, the text messages we have, the receipts that'll go along with that complaint, she's dead in the...
Hey there, sweeties. It's your girl Holly, and trust me, you'll want to buckle up for this one. We're diving straight into a Hollywood fiasco that's hotter than a jalapeño margarita at happy hour. So grab your popcorn, find a comfy spot, and maybe even a stress ball because today's tea is piping hot. We're talking about Blake Lively's mysterious getaway from the country. What's really going on? Yes, you heard that right. A full-blown showdown with Justin Baldoni, backed by a mountain of receipts so thick you could spread them on toast. But hold up, fam. Before we unpack this steaming hot tea, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Trust me, once you hear all these jaw-dropping details, you'll want a front row seat for every new bombshell that drops. This story has more layers than a wedding cake. Now, word on the street is that Blake Lively, it didn't just step back, she bolted, leaving an already tense industry on high alert. Let's be real, no one saw this coming. One moment we were whispering about some on-set tension, and the next, she's gone. Suitcase in hand, phone on silent, and presumably sipping lattes in some far-off corner of the world. And the timing? Ooh, she allegedly made her grand exit on the exact same day Justin Baldoni, her co-star and director, dropped fresh receipts about their behind-the-scenes drama. So what's the real deal here? Is she dodging accountability, or is she genuinely seeking refuge from a media frenzy that's about as forgiving as a pack of hyenas? That, my loves, is the million-dollar question.
Wanted to see all the dailies, wanted to do her own cut and did her own cut of the movie. All this is very unusual for just an actress in the film, even if she's the lead, and that she's now tried to turn this whole thing into a PR victory for her to get past what appears to be the fact that she is an egotist.
Let's hit rewind and break this down from the beginning. Justin Baldoni, yes, that Justin, the golden boy of heartfelt, uplifting films, was deep into developing his next big project, an adaptation that had Hollywood buzzing. Excitement was through the roof when Blake Lively signed on. On paper, it was a cinematic dream team. Her polished performances, sharp comedic timing, and signature girl next door charm made her the perfect fit. What could possibly go wrong? For a while, everything seemed picture perfect. On-set reports painted a rosy scene, Justin gushing over Blake's enthusiasm, Blake raving about how creatively fulfilling the role was, the usual Hollywood love fest. But then, the vibe started shifting. Crew members began dropping subtle hints, whispers of tension, side eyes on set. Blake, normally Miss Congeniality, suddenly seemed on edge around Justin. Could it be because he wasn't just directing but also starring and co-writing the script, essentially holding triple the creative power? Some suspected that might cramp an actor's style, especially one used to having more say in their roles. Still, the murmurs were faint at first. Just the usual, he's intense or she looks stressed kind of gossip.
You turned around and you were just as supportive of Ryan. Yeah. What is it like to...
And my hair care company, Blake Brown, my goodness gracious. It's been crazy. It's been a crazy...
In Hollywood, even the softest whispers can spiral into a full-blown scandal if the right or wrong conditions align. Then came the bad press. Headlines began popping up, painting Blake as distant or even difficult. Wait, difficult? Blake Lively? That's like calling a golden retriever unfriendly. She wasted no time clapping back. According to her, Justin was controlling the media narrative.
He was such a brat that her and Ryan Reynolds specifically requested during the premiere that they so did not want him to attend his...
According to her, Justin was controlling the media narrative to undermine her. She claimed that whenever she voiced concerns, he brushed them off, that he was hoarding creative control, ignoring her input, and basically playing the big bad wolf in the director's chair. And just like that, the internet exploded. With Hollywood's long history of male directors overshadowing female leads, the public latched onto the drama. Team Blake formed overnight, fueled by fans who saw her as yet another actress being pushed aside in favor of a male filmmaker's vision. For a hot minute, it looked like Justin was on the ropes. The internet was buzzing. OMG, is he actually a control freak hiding behind that sweet, supportive facade? But oh honey, this story did a full 180 when Justin decided to clap back with receipts. And not just any receipts.
For those who are not in the Hollywood world, What is wrong with her taking over the film?
I've never seen it before in my 30 plus year career in Hollywood. And an executive producer is below a producer in the film world.
The kind that make you question everything you've ever read in a gossip tabloid. The moment Alice, his film, entered the chat, things got heavy. We're talking tension, conflict, pain, the kind of behind the scenes turmoil that makes you go, wait, what? But then Justin came through with unredacted text logs and they painted a very different picture. Turns out he was constantly seeking Blake's input, rearranging schedules to accommodate her, apologizing for any missteps, and basically acting like the gold star of directors. The texts were full of, hey, do you feel good about this rewrite? And let me know if you have ideas. I really want you to be comfortable. In other words, the complete opposite of the Machiavellian control freak Blake had made him out to be. But, oh, it doesn't stop there. These logs also revealed something even juicier. Blake had allegedly been threatening to bring in her big guns, and by big guns we mean her dragon. Yep, and who might those be? Well, presumably her husband Ryan Reynolds, and maybe a whole squad of A-list allies. Suddenly, fans were side-eyeing the situation. Was Ryan quietly fueling this drama behind the scenes? Cue the internet meltdown. Because let's be real, if there's one person who could shift public perception with a well-timed quip or PR move, it's Ryan. And in those texts, Blake sure made it sound like she had him locked and loaded, ready to apply some serious pressure on Justin if things didn't go her way. Yikes. Now, about those dragons. Some fans speculated that it wasn't just Ryan, but a whole network of industry heavyweights who could sway the narrative. And with Ryan's razor-sharp wit and massive public image, he wouldn't even have to say much. Just a few well-placed words or moves, and boom, the scales could tip real fast. But the drama took an even sharper turn when Blake's attorney suddenly resigned, and not with some polite "we've agreed to part ways" statement. No, this exit practically screamed that some
Often happens when these stars drop a movie, people start digging around for other interviews of them, etc. And it was just sort of a course of, wow, like, she seems like kind of a jerk. Wow, she's like kind of a bully. She's rather mean.
Really removing text in between text and emojis to sort of make it sound worse.
She has made herself into the new Amber Heard, and he is the new Johnny.
something in Blake's story wasn't adding up with the actual evidence. And in Hollywood, that's a major red flag. Attorneys usually handle crises quietly behind closed doors, not like this. At this point, we're all grabbing more popcorn because this saga is reaching new heights of what on earth is happening. And if you thought the drama stopped there, oh honey, think again. Justin followed through on his promise to drop even more context if Blake continued painting him as manipulative. And oh boy, did he deliver. These new receipts were even thicker. Basically, an itemized timeline of text conversations from pre-production to wrap. They detailed how Justin repeatedly tried to be the peacemaker, actively sought Blake's creative input, and apologized whenever necessary. But the real bombshell? Some messages allegedly show Blake strategizing ways to question Justin's leadership at very specific times. Like, say, right before a major movie promo push, the text suggested she planned to overshadow his marketing moments by conveniently dropping personal revelations, just enough to shift public attention her way. Messy. And let's talk about those communication changes. Some texts had allegedly been altered to remove emojis. Like, who's behind that decision? Blake's camp, the media, the New York Times? Because suddenly it wasn't just about the film anymore, it was a full-blown PR chess match. Topics like postpartum anxiety and onset safety concerns were reportedly woven into the coverage in ways that, let's just say, felt way more Machiavellian than anything Justin was accused of. And yes, those references to her circle and dragons popped up again, implying she had some heavy hitters on speed dial. The name Ryan was never explicitly mentioned in these messages, but come on, we all know who she's married to, so go ahead and connect those dots as you will. Right on cue, the day Justin dropped.
It is important in times like these to have a distraction. And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively.
The headlines devoured any positive spin Blake might have been hoping for. And that's the day she apparently said, "Bye, Felicia," and vanished. Yep, Blake ghosted. She abruptly canceled events, including promotions for an entirely different project, without a single word. Her management team, radio silent. Then, flight manifests leaked, showing she had boarded a private jet with a very small entourage. Soon after, paparazzi photos surfaced. Blake in full incognito mode. Oversized sunglasses, hat pulled low, the classic celebrity in stealth mode look. And let's talk about that body language. Tense, no friendly waves, no red carpet smiles. So what was this? A strategic escape from legal troubles? A meltdown under the weight of bad press? Well, opinions are split. Some supporters argue that the media frenzy was too much and she just needed peace. Others, they're giving serious side eye, saying, girl, if you are telling the truth, why run? Yes, it's savage, but this is Hollywood, where the rumor mill never stops, especially when someone disappears right as more incriminating evidence surfaces. And Justin, his public response? Calm yet pointed. He's basically saying, I just wanted to protect the film's integrity and defend my reputation. I wasn't trying to chase her away. But let's be real, reading between the lines is obvious. He's confident that these latest receipts speak for themselves and that they prove who was really behind the negative spin. Meanwhile, there's one person we can't ignore, Ryan Reynolds. Word on the street, he's been making frantic PR and legal calls in the wake of Blake's sudden flight. Some sources claim he's planning to follow her abroad to handle the crisis privately. Others think he'll stay behind, hoping the storm blows over. But either way, that squeaky clean, comedic golden boy image starting to look a little tarnished. Fans are giving him some serious side eye, especially after those dragons references, which now seem a little too on the nose. And let's not forget the leftover drama from TJ Miller, who previously hinted that Ryan was stirring the pot behind the scenes. Now, TJ is feeling very vindicated. After Justin's bombshell receipts dropped, TJ took a step back, essentially saying, told y'all. He believes the new evidence proves his earlier claims that Ryan was quietly involved in some behind-the-scenes maneuvering. And if all of this is true, that funny, lovable, down-to-earth Ryan Reynolds persona might just be a well-maintained Hollywood facade. And honey, everyone in Hollywood is talking. Producers are whispering behind closed doors, questioning whether they can risk hiring Blake or Ryan for upcoming projects.
Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megyn. Wait till you see this lawsuit.
Upcoming projects. One anonymous exec reportedly said, trust is crucial. If an actor might sabotage a project's promotion with behind-the-scenes spin or surprise drama, that's a huge liability. Fans divided. Some are outraged, convinced that these receipts confirm Blake's manipulative streak. Others aren't so sure, wondering if we still don't have the full picture. Could there be more context to these messages? Did Blake feel so cornered by Justin or the studio that she planned a strategic meltdown? But let's be real, that attorney's resignation, it screams something fishy. In an industry where spin is an art form, lawyers rarely publicly ditch their A-list clients, unless the facts are just that messy. The swirl of suspicion is at an all-time high. Ever since Blake vanished, the internet has been in full detective mode, piecing together clues that suggest she's somewhere in Europe, possibly tucked away in one of those luxury hideouts that cater to A-listers in crisis. Rumors are flying that she checked into an exclusive hotel under an alias, rocking those oversized shades, and doing everything to dodge the paparazzi who try to track her down. But for now, she's MIA, leaving behind only the faintest whispers of what her next move might be. So what's the plan? Is she plotting a grand re-entrance once the drama settles, or is she reconsidering her entire Hollywood?
You turned around and you were just as supportive of Ryan. What is it like to...
And my hair care company, Blake Brown, my goodness gracious. It's been crazy. It's been a crazy
trajectory, feeling, rightfully or not, that the industry turned on her overnight. Everyone's got a theory. Me, I'm just waiting for her to either break the internet with a shockingly raw confession or quietly slip back into stateside life once the headlines move on to the next scandal. Because let's be real, Hollywood never stays fixated on one meltdown for long. Ryan Reynolds, the Hollywood golden boy who can do no wrong, might be facing a script flip of his own. While he's built an empire on charm, wit, and impeccable PR strategy, industry insiders are whispering that this scandal could be his first real test in the court of public opinion. If Ryan actively contributed to the negative press against Justin, or even if he simply stood by and let it happen, that could shift how both fans and studios see him. Why? Because his squeaky clean, comedic, nice guy brand is worth millions in endorsements, audience goodwill, and long-term industry trust. Studios bank on his relatability and likability, and anything that paints him as manipulative could be costly. And right now, he's stuck. If he goes radio silent, the media might interpret it as guilt. If he defends Blake, it could fan the flames and keep the drama alive. If he distances himself, it could look like a betrayal of his own wife. His PR team probably losing sleep. And then there's TJ Miller, who had previously hinted that Ryan was deeply involved in behind-the-scenes drama. At the time, many dismissed TJ's comments as the rantings of a bitter ex-co-star, but now, Justin's unfiltered receipts seem to confirm certain orchestrated PR attacks, which means TJ might not have been stirring the pot after all. He might have been telling the truth. And suddenly, people are revisiting his words with a whole new level of scrutiny. For now, TJ is choosing to step back, saying he's not planning to add more fuel to the fire, but make no mistake, he's letting the receipts do the talking. However, he's also hinted that if someone tries to twist the narrative again, he won't stay quiet. He's made it clear he feels vindicated, especially now that the public is seeing proof of manipulative leaks aimed at Justin, something he'd been saying for years. And if you were a TJ Miller doubter before, well, you might be rethinking that stance now. Industry insiders are dubbing this fiasco the Great Lively Baldoni debacle, describing it as a cautionary tale about.
There were many instances on set where I just let the women figure it out, and I took a step back and kind of jumped in more as an actor in those scenes than even as a director.
How far celebrity influence can go in shaping narratives behind closed doors. If you can spin the media to your advantage or threaten to derail promotional efforts, that's immense leverage. But when it backfires, the fallout can be catastrophic. Producers are now reportedly scrutinizing any future projects involving Blake Lively or Ryan Reynolds. One producer was quoted saying, "We don't need that level of unpredictability overshadowing our films." A stark contrast to the days when studios eagerly sought the allure of Blake's charm and Ryan's humor. Fans are split, with social media awash in sentiments ranging from "Blake is over party" to "We stand with Blake." Some speculate she's stepping back due to emotional turmoil, while others view her retreat as an implicit confession. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni is doing damage control to keep his project afloat. He's been clear in interviews about moving forward, ensuring the film's completion and distribution. Crew members have publicly lauded his leadership style, describing a collaborative atmosphere starkly different from the negative portrayal initially suggested by Blake. However, the film's positive buzz has been overshadowed by weeks of negative press. Staff members have grown weary of the rumor mill, asserting that their workplace was pleasant until stories of Justin's supposed inattentiveness hit the media. Now, with evidence showing Justin going above and beyond for Blake, they feel justified in defending him. The question on everyone's mind: can Blake Lively recover her image after being painted as a manipulative force behind the scenes? If she's banking on the scandal fading from the headlines, she might be in for a shock. Hollywood's appetite for drama is insatiable, and new evidence keeps the story alive.
It often happens when these stars drop a movie, people start digging around for other interviews of them, etc. And it was just sort of a course of, wow, like, she seems like kind of a jerk. Wow, she's like kind of a bully. She's rather...
But the sheer volume and detail of the text might complicate that. Others believe she might choose to retreat indefinitely, as trust once broken in Hollywood is hard to regain. While some fans might sympathize with her due to the pressures of public life, there's the question of whether that's enough to counter the direct proof of her strategic PR moves. As for Ryan Reynolds, his situation is equally precarious. If he joins Blake in seclusion, the narrative could easily shift to guilty by association. If he remains in the public eye, he faces the media alone, with public scrutiny questioning his role in the saga. Did he assist in orchestrating negative press against Justin, or was Blake's claim just a bluff? It's a no-win situation for him, with observers watching his next moves to see if investors and collaborators distance themselves, wary of potential manipulation. As for TJ Miller, he's keeping his cool. He claims the recently released logs validate his earlier warnings. If Blake or Ryan attempt any new PR maneuvers, TJ hints he might come forward with additional revelations. For now, he's content to watch the dust settle, feeling somewhat vindicated as the narrative shifts in his favor. As for Justin Baldoni, he's pushing forward undeterred. He insists that the fallout with Blake won't derail the film. He's calming fans by emphasizing that the final product will showcase the team's hard work, not the tabloid drama. Justin also makes it clear he harbors no personal grudge against Blake. He simply wants the truth to be known so the film can be judged on its own merits. Here's a lesson for everyone in Hollywood. The line between a curated persona and true character is razor thin. One moment you're the public's relationship goals with your funny spouse, the next you're fleeing from scrutiny, with text logs painting you as a behind-the-scenes puppet master. Illusions can shatter rapidly, particularly when there's hard evidence to expose them. In just a few months, Blake Lively transitioned from a beloved talk show guest to someone accused of orchestrating negative PR to manipulate a director. The timing of her departure from the country, coinciding with Justin's release of new evidence, has led many to view it as an implicit admission that these allegations might hold water. Could Blake stage a comeback in Hollywood? Absolutely. It's Hollywood after all. Anything's possible. A tearful confession, a poignant social media post, or even a strategic PR campaign could potentially reset the narrative. However, the gravity of these revelations, threatening PR bombs, invoking legal battles, and losing attorney support, might necessitate more than just a few charming interviews. Any redemption arc would likely involve directly addressing Justin's evidence. If Blake attempts to downplay the text logs, it might be perceived as further manipulation. On the other hand, a sincere apology could paradoxically bolster her image, as audiences often appreciate celebrities who acknowledge their errors. But for now, she's missing in action, presumably somewhere remote where the paparazzi can't reach her. We'll have to see if she returns with an apology or if she's banking on another scandal to divert attention, allowing her to re-enter the scene quietly. Ultimately, this debacle serves as a cautionary tale about the illusions of Hollywood. The industry operates on crafted images, managed stories, and strategic leaks, but when the facade cracks and real evidence emerges, the consequences can be devastating, even for the most celebrated stars. If you're feeling a bit rattled by all this, you're not alone, my darlings. This meltdown has left fans in shock, producers on the fence, and social media in a frenzy. What's your take? Did Blake flee because she couldn't stand the heat, or is she genuinely protecting herself from a ruthless press? And what about Ryan? Was he the mastermind behind the scenes, or just an innocent caught in the chaos? Drop your thoughts in the comments because, oh my, do we have a lot to unpack. Alright dolls, that's the rundown on the most explosive Hollywood scandal we've seen in years, maybe even the last decade. But trust me, this saga is far from over. If you're here for all the drama, buckle up, sweetie. Don't even think about missing the next chapter. Smash that subscribe button because these stars keep supplying the tea and mama's got all the scoop.
You turned around and you were just as supportive of Ryan. What is it like to...
And my hair care company, Blake Brown, my goodness gracious. It's been crazy. It's been a crazy...
Smash that subscribe button because these stars keep supplying the tea and mama's got all the scoop. Are you siding with Justin or Blake? Do you think Ryan's entangled in this or just collateral damage? And do you believe Blake's overseas to avoid legal repercussions? Sound off in the comments, babes, because you know Holly reads every single one. And hit that like button if you're as hooked on this drama as I am. Keep your notifications on because the moment another piece of this puzzle falls into place, I'll be here with all the juicy details. Until then, stay messy, stay blessed, and remember, Hollywood illusions can shatter in a heartbeat, especially when text logs come into play. I'm Holly, signing off until next time, babes. Keep sipping that tea and living your drama-filled best lives. Be well.